Hello and welcome to Physics with Amol sir. So this video is for class 10th and we are going to continue with the chapter of human eye and the colorful world. So the previous class we saw the structure of the human eye. Okay, we saw each and every part. Okay, and we saw how that part functions. In today's class we are going to see some of the defects that can occur in our eye and then what are the corrections for those defects. Okay, so let's start. So before we see the defects, let us see one great ability that our eyes have. Okay, that ability is called as power of accommodation. Now what it means is, see, if you look at your human eye, okay, our eyes, they are very smart objects. Why I am saying smart objects is you can see objects which are very close and objects which are very far away. Okay, your eyes have the power to adjust that. Okay, they can look at a close object or they can look at a far away object. This is done by the ciliary muscles. Okay, your ciliary muscles can actually focus your eye, just like in our cameras. Okay, our camera, they have an autofocus function. So when you are focusing your camera on a far away object, the focus shifts. When it is nearby object, the focus is shifted. Same thing is done by our eyes. Okay, and as I said, this is done with the help of the ciliary muscles. Now let me show you how. Imagine this is our eye lens. Okay, the curved lens that we are having, this is the eye lens. Ciliary muscles. So you can imagine my fingers are actually the ciliary muscles. Now, as I said, the ciliary muscles are able to stretch or they are able to bulge. Okay, they can change the focal length or they can change the thickness of our eye lens. Why do we need to do that? Imagine you are looking at a far away object. Okay, so if the object is far away, then we need to focus it further. So focal length needs to be larger. So what the ciliary muscles will do, they will stretch the eye lens like this. So by doing this, it will become flatter. If it has become flat, in that case, the focal length has increased. But if you are looking at a nearby object, what ciliary muscles will do? Ciliary muscles will bulge the eye lens like this. Okay, now you can see it has got bulged. So if the eye lens has become bulged like this, in that case, the focal length has decreased. Understanding? So if you are far away, object is far away, the focal length is increased like this, and if the object is nearby, the focal length is decreased like this. So by doing this, we are able to focus on different kind of objects. Okay, and this is done by our ciliary muscles. And this ability to do this is called as the power of accommodation. So you can see just how important our ciliary muscles are. They are able to focus on the objects. Okay, as a person grows older, the power of accommodation becomes weaker. The ciliary muscles, they stop working properly. That is why we see that when people reach a certain age, if they have reached a very old age, in that case they are not able to focus. They are not able to either see far away or nearby objects. That is due to loss of power of accommodation. Okay. Now, as I said, if you want to see nearby object, the eye needs to bulge like this. Correct? The eye lens has to be bulged because focal length needs to be made smaller. Correct? But there is a limit to how much it can bulge. Okay. For example, whenever you look at an object and if you bring the object very close, immediately your eye starts to hurt. Am I correct? If you are looking at an object and it is very close, your eye will immediately hurt. That is because there is a limit to how close an object can get. That is called as the least distance of distinct vision, and that is 25 centimeter. What it means is a human eye can see up to 25 centimeter without any problem. The word for it is least distance of distinct vision. This is the distance at which you can see without causing strain to the eye. And how much is that distance? That distance is 25 centimeter on an average. Okay. If your age is quite less, it can be lower than that. Okay. But on an average for a human being, 25 centimeter is the least distance. Which means that if I am holding the object at 25 centimeter, I can watch it, I can see it very properly. It does not hurt my eye. But if it is brought very much close, it is going to cause pain. Okay, so that is, and again that depends on our ciliary muscles. If our ciliary muscles are weak, in that case we are not able to do the focusing properly. Okay. Next we will talk about a defect of the eye that is called as myopia. Myopia means nearsightedness. Okay, so you will see that there are people, they have 2 or 3 kind of eye problems. One problem is they are able to see nearby objects but they cannot see far away objects. This kind of defect is called as nearsightedness, or the technical term for it is myopia. Okay, so myopia means nearsightedness. So whenever a person is suffering from myopia, he can see the nearby objects properly. So they can read books, they can read newspapers, but they cannot see far away objects. Okay, so whenever such people are having problems, they go to the eye doctor, okay, the optometrist, and the optometrist suggests a corrective lens for them. Okay, the corrective lens that is given for myopia is a concave lens. Okay, now we are going to see what are the causes of this defect and then how it is corrected. So this is an example of a myopic eye. A person who is suffering from myopia, that is nearsightedness, can see nearby objects, cannot see far away objects. The cause for myopia is elongation in the length of the eyeball. Okay, now this elongation can happen due to a birth defect, or it can happen as the age goes forward due to nutrition problems or whatever. Okay, so this is the myopic eye. There is elongation in the eyelids, and what happens is the image of far away objects instead of falling on the retina gets formed in front of the retina. Okay, so this is the cause for myopia. Then what is the correction? For correction we put a concave lens. Okay, so a person who is suffering from myopia, the doctor suggests a concave lens for that person, and if concave lens is used, then you will see the image gets formed in this manner, okay, on the retina properly. Okay, all these diagrams properly you can see in your textbook also. Here you can see on them on the screen also now, right now. Okay, so this is the correction for a myopic eye. Okay, when concave lens is used, the person is able to see the objects. Now, what you understand from this? Okay, I hope you remember we had discussed the concept of power. Okay, a concave lens, it has a negative power. So whenever a person is suffering from myopia, okay, when the doctor gives him a lens that is a corrective glass, you will see the number is in minus. Okay, so if a person tells you that uske glass ka number negative hai, okay, if the number of his glasses is negative, that means that person is suffering from myopia. Okay, this is to be understood. The second defect is hypermetropia. What is hypermetropia? It is also called as farsightedness. Means the person is able to see far away objects but cannot see nearby objects. That defect we call as hypermetropia. It happens due to shortening of the eyeball. Okay, so if the eyeball has become shortened, in that case the person suffers from hypermetropia. In that what happens? Any nearby object, the image gets formed behind the retina. Okay, the corrective lens for hypermetropia is a convex lens. Okay, so this is the diagram you will see. So if you use a convex lens of proper focal length, then a nearby object you can see very clearly. So those people who are not able to read from books, okay, those who are having only problem reading from the books, they are actually suffering from hypermetropia, and the glasses that they are using, they are the convex lenses. Okay, now which kind of lens you will get will depend on 2 factors. One is your defect and the other is the magnitude of your defect. Okay, so every person, if the defect is larger or smaller, based on that the power of the lens will be decided. Okay, so these are the 2 kind of defects and their corrections. So now the task for you is you are going to go through the notes, okay, that I am going to give today, and you are going to write these 3 questions. The first question would be what is the structure of the human eye, okay, and the functions. Next is eye defects, okay, write a note on myopia and write a note on hypermetropia. So these 3 questions now should be written in your class notebooks. Okay, all these notes I will be sending in the WhatsApp group as well as in the Google Classroom. So you have to make sure you are going through these. These are theory questions and it is very easy to understand them, very easy to score when they are asked in the exam. Okay, so make sure you go through them. If there are any doubts, make sure that you are asking.